How are you? Are you safe at home? Right. Okay. So in the previous class, which topic you have learned? Pictograph. So what is a pictograph? When a data is represented in the form of pictures, we call it a pictograph. Okay. Making pictures is not only time consuming. Okay. So it is difficult as well as. So suppose if you want to draw any exact figure, it is very difficult. So that's why we have better method. So the better visual representation of data, which is a bar graph. What is a bar graph? The visual representation of data. Visual representation of data, which is called the bar graph. So the bars of uniform width that can be horizontally or vertically with equal spacing between them, and the length of each bar represents the given number. Such method of representing data is called a bar diagram or a bar graph. So that means in the bar graph it is having the two lines. So the horizontal line is called the x-axis and the vertical line is called the y-axis. Okay, so the bars are having the equal spacing, width of the bar having the equal spacing between them. The bars may be vertical or horizontal. Okay, so the bar represents height of the given number. So each bar represents the height of the given number, right? Okay, so what is the horizontal line? The horizontal line is called the x-axis and vertical line is called the y-axis. Okay, so the height of the bar represents the given number. Okay, right students, next we will solve some problems. How to interpretation of bar graphs. Right, see in your textbook example problem is there. So read the adjoining bar graph showing the number of students in a particular class of a school. Okay, so we have to give the answer from the given bar graph. See here the bar graph given. So first in the x-axis we have taken the information about years. So on the vertical, so that means y-axis he has taken the number of students, and one unit length is equal to 10 students. Here the information is about the number of students in a particular class of a school. So that information we have to show to the help of bar graph. Okay, so here in the x-axis, on the x-axis the years 2000 and 2001, 2002 and 2003. So on the y-axis taken 10 students and 20 students, 30 students, 40 students, 50 students, 60, 70, 80 students. Okay, so in the 2000 year, in the year 2000, number of students are 30. Okay, so the bars are rectangular bars. Okay, not square. So these are rectangular bars. Next, in the year 2001, number of students are 40. And what about 2002? 50. So 50 means here. So you have to draw like this. Next, 2003, the number of students are 60. Actually, this information he given in the textbook. Now we have to answer the following questions. What is the question? First one, what is the scale of this graph? Okay, so in this graph he has taken the scale. What is the scale? Here the scale is 1 unit length is equal to 10 students. Okay, na? So in your graph you may see like this. So the graph is shown like this. So here again the square box is divided into 10 lines. Okay, na? Right. So this square box he has considered as 1 unit. So that 1 unit length is equal to 10 students. Okay, so now tell me what is the scale here? Scale here 1 unit length is equal to 10 students. And how many new students are added every year? So every year, so how many students are adding here every year? So in the 2030 students, in 2001 40 students, and 2002 year 50 students, 2003 60 students. That means every year 10 students are increasing. Okay, so according to the question, how many new students are adding every year? So every year 10 students are adding, right? Is the number of students in the year 2003 twice that in the year 2000? Okay, so in the year 2003 and 2000, so these students are twice the 2003 or not? Okay, that means in the 2003 year 60 students are there. These students are twice the in the year 2000. In the 2030 students, 2003 60 students. So these students are twice the 30 students or not? Yes. So the students are twice the 2000 year, right? So like that we are going to solve exercise problems. So keep heading in your notebook. So exercise 9.3. Okay, so keep heading exercise 9.3. So see here first question. The bar graph given alongside shows the amount of wheat purchased by government during the year 1998 to 2002. Read the bar graph and write down your observations. In which year was the wheat production maximum, the wheat production minimum? So here we have to draw in your notebook this picture. Okay, so in the it is x-axis. Okay, remember the horizontal line is called the x-axis and it is the y-axis, right? So given information in the x-axis, given the information about years here taken 1998, 1999, 2000 and 2001, 2002. So in the y-axis wheat production, so that is wheat in 1000 tons, wheat in 1000 tons. Okay, so here taken 1 unit length, the scale of 1 unit length is equal to, so how much here? 5000 tons, 5000 tons. 5000 tons taken. Okay, so in the 1998, so here 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so these tons are 1000 tons ma. So 5000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 tons. Okay, so here the y-axis has taken the wheat production in 1000 tons. In the x-axis in number years. Okay, so in the year 1998, so how much wheat production here? 15,000. So 15,000 and 1999, 25. Next to 2000 year 20,000 and 2001 20,000 and 2002 is the maximum, that is 30,000. Here 30,000. Right. The wheat production maximum. So here we have to find the which year has the maximum wheat production. So which year has the maximum wheat? Here 30. Very good. So that is which year? 2002. Write the answer. So in the year 2002 the wheat production is maximum. Next, the wheat production minimum. Minimum means 20,000 tons, and 1995 here 1998 15,000 tons only. So that means which wheat minimum production here in which year? 1998. 1998. Okay na children? So like this you have to write the information. So this is the better visual representation. Is the visual representation or not? Yes. So that's why we are using the bar graph. Using this information we can write the information easily. Right. Okay. So next see second question. So in the second one, observe carefully. So observe this bar graph. Okay, so observe this bar graph which is showing the sale of shirts in a ready-made shop from Monday to Saturday. Okay, so here the information about the number of shirts sold on different days. Here in a week, how many days? 7 days. So in starting from here Monday, so he has considered from Monday to Saturday. On Monday to Saturday, how many number of shirts sold? That information we have to collect. Right. Here on Monday, so he has taken x-axis, y-axis, and x-axis he has taken the number of shirts sold. Right. Here on Monday, number of shirts sold 15. Tuesday, number of shirts sold 10. Wednesday, number of shirts sold 20. Okay, so here the number of shirts sold 20. And Thursday, number of shirts sold 35. Friday, number of shirts sold 50. And Saturday, the number of shirts sold 65. And what is the scale here? Yes, very good. 1 unit length is equal to 5 shirts. Okay, so 5 shirts taken. That is the scale. Right. Next, answer the following questions. First one. What information does the above bar graph have? So bar graph give. So which information giving this bar graph? So it is giving the information about number of shirts sold on days. So different days. Okay. So that answer now we have to write. So write the first one. So the above bar graph shows the number of shirts from Monday to Saturday. Right. Okay na? So this bar graph shows the information about shirts from Monday to Saturday. Right. Next one. What is the scale chosen on the horizontal line representing the number of shirts? On the horizontal line. Okay. So on the horizontal line means x-axis. Here on the horizontal line representing the number of shirts, what is the scale chosen? Scale. Here we have to write the scale. What is the scale here? Very good. 1 unit length is equal to 5 shirts. 1 unit length is equal to 5 shirts. So that is the scale here. So write the 1 unit length is equal to 5 shirts is the scale on the horizontal line representing number of shirts. Okay, so horizontal line, it shows the information about number of shirts. Here the length of scale. What is the scale here? One unit length is equal to 5 shirts. Okay. So next, on which day were the maximum number of shirts sold? How many shirts were sold on that day? First we have to find the number of shirts sold. On which day? Maximum number. So there will be maximum number of shirts sold. Here observe Monday 15 shirts, Tuesday 10 shirts, Wednesday 20 shirts, Thursday 35 shirts, Friday 50 shirts, but Saturday 65 shirts sold. So comparing to remaining days, which day has sold more shirts? Saturday. On Saturday 65 shirts were sold. Okay na? So here maximum number of shirts sold on which day? Saturday. Right. On Saturday maximum number of shirts sold. Okay. So next, how many shirts were sold on that day? Number of shirts? 65. That is 65 shirts were sold. Okay. 65 shirts were sold. Last one, see. D1. On which day were the minimum number of shirts sold? Minimum means less number of shirts. Saturday sold maximum number of shirts. That is 65 shirts were sold. Okay, minimum. So that means less than 65. So 50. So again 50. 35 is there. So less than that. So that means less number of shirts. On which day? Very good. Tuesday. So that means 10 shirts were sold on Tuesday. This is the on Tuesday minimum number of shirts sold. That is the answer. Right. So on Tuesday minimum number of shirts were sold. So that is how many shirts ma? 10 shirts were sold. 10 shirts were sold. 10 shirts were sold. Next, how many shirts were sold on Thursday? On Thursday, how many shirts were sold? 35. So right answer, 35 shirts were sold. 35 shirts. Okay children, so like this we have to write the information from the bar graph. Okay now, is it clear? Right. So next to observe third question. Observe this bar graph which shows the marks obtained by Aziz in half-yearly examination in different subjects. So actually here the information about Aziz written exam, he got some marks. So in different subjects he got different marks. So in the Hindi he got 80 marks, English 60 marks, mathematics 70 marks, science 50 marks, social studies 45 marks he got. Okay, so you have to write, you have to collect this information from the bar graph and you have to solve this problem. Now I am giving to you this one homework to you, right? Okay children, today your homework is page number 2, page number 199, third question. So 199, third question is homework to you. So still if you have any doubts regarding the bar graph, you have to join in the Zoom. Okay, so you can clarify your doubts. Okay children, bye.
Bar graph. A bar graph represents a data in an organized manner with the help of bars. A bar graph can be horizontal and can be vertical. A bar graph is easier to draw than pictograph. In bar graphs, we have two axes. One axis where the categories are compared and the other axis will have the numerical values that represent the values of the data. If the descriptions are on the horizontal axis, then the bars will be vertical. And if the descriptions are on the vertical axis, then the bars will be horizontal. Let us understand bar graph by interpreting the data they represent. Siddhant recorded the number of bikes sold in each month from January to May with this bar graph. This bar graph shows the sale of bikes from January to May. The width of the bars should be equal to the distance between the bars. It is clear from the bar graph that sale of bikes was the maximum in the month of May. Sale of bikes was the least in the month of April. The sale of bike exceeded in the month of Feb by 60 as compared to the sale of bikes in January. Let us interpret another bar graph. Mr. Sharma recorded the data of his business expenditure as a bar graph. Look at this bar graph. This shows the business expenditure on advertisement, insurance, utilities, salaries and rent. Each unit is equal to rupees 25. It is clear from the graph that the maximum expenditure is on salaries. The minimum expenditure is on insurance. The difference between the expenditures of advertising and utilities is rupees 250. Let us now understand how to draw a bar graph with this example. The number of mattresses manufactured by a factory during 5 consecutive weeks is as follows. Depict the data using bar graph. We can draw the bar graph on a graph paper. The first step is to draw a horizontal and vertical lines and name it as OA and OB. Next step is to label these axes. We know that categories are represented on the horizontal axis and the values of the categories are represented on the vertical axis. In this problem, the categories are the weeks. That is, first week, second week, third week, fourth week, and the fifth week. The value of categories are the number of mattresses which are to be marked on the vertical axis. The next step is to choose a suitable scale. Look at the numbers we have: 650, 800, 750, 300 and 900. We have to mark these numbers on the vertical axis. We can mark the vertical axis with numbers like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800 and 900. We can stop at 900 as we don't have number of mattresses beyond 900. So the scale we have chosen here is 1 centimeter equal to 100 number of mattresses along the vertical axis. Next, mark the weeks on the horizontal axis. In the first week, numbers of mattresses manufactured are 650. So draw a vertical bar at the point representing first week on the horizontal axis. The height of the bar will be 650 on the vertical axis. Similarly, in the second week, 800 mattresses are manufactured. So draw a vertical bar at the point representing second week on the horizontal axis. The height of the bar will be till 800. Plotting in the similar manner, we get the complete bar graph. In which week the number of mattresses are manufactured the most? It is clear from the graph that in the fifth week, the number of manufacturing the mattresses were the most. The same data can be represented by interchanging the position of weeks and number of matrices.